Right now on 4029 News at 10 o'clock, a sheriff's deputy killed along with 2 women.
Our community has never had anything like this to ever happen. It's just a big tragedy.
Tonight we are live as we remember the life of Deputy Kevin Manhart and the victims and the suspect now in custody. We are walking you through what is now a triple murder investigation.
And we do have a line of storms making their way through northwest Arkansas and the River Valley right now. We'll show you what to expect from this line and what to expect going into your Mother's Day weekend. That's coming up.
Plus, new information about the president's firing of the FBI director, what the White House is saying about the decision, and why the acting director says it isn't true.
Live, local, late breaking. If it happened in the past 4 hours, it's on 4029 News at 10.
Tonight, a man is in jail charged in the murders of a deputy and 2 women. Good evening, I'm Paige Preusse.
And I'm Craig Cannon. You see the video here where the body of the fallen Yale County deputy received a police escort to Little Rock today. Arkansas State Police say 46-year-old Lieutenant Kevin Manhart of the Yale County Sheriff's Department was killed this morning in the line of duty. This is a picture of Lieutenant Manhart from the Facebook post of the West Memphis Fire Department.
And this is a live look in Yale County. This is where the community is remembering Lieutenant Manhart and the 2 victims. We're going to have more from this vigil and the investigation in just a moment.
We're also tracking severe weather across the area tonight. This is a live look at Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith, where we're waiting for the rain to move in.
And we are already hearing it here over the studio in Rogers. We have Chief Meteorologist Darby Bybee standing by. Darby, what do people need to know right now?
Right now, we do have certainly a gradual decrease in the intensity of these storms. Still a few showers in the forecast tomorrow morning. We'll tell you more about that and that weekend forecast coming up too.
All right, well, 4029's Taylor Pennell continuing our severe weather coverage for us from Benton County. Taylor, what are you seeing out there? It looks a little wet.
Well, thank you, Paige. We are live here in the Bentonville Square as of right now, just seeing some light rainfall. But we did have active weather just move through moments ago, and 4029 does have video that we'd like to show you of what happened when that line of storms did move through the Bentonville Square area in Benton County. We did see some light to moderate rainfall at times, lasted for about 15 to 20 minutes, happened from about 9:15 to just after 9:30. Did not see any really gusty winds. The winds did pick up a little bit and did not see any hail, at least here in the Bentonville Square area. And as of right now, we are just seeing some light rainfall as these storms continue to move towards the east. The good news is that as these storms continue to move towards the east, they weaken just a little bit. And of course, we're here just further towards the north of where some of those heavier downpours are now in the Fayetteville area. And we'll continue to keep you updated throughout the rest of the evening tonight. But for now, reporting live in Bentonville, Taylor Pennell, 4029 News.
Okay, Taylor. Caught on camera here, a possible tornado forming on the ground in Oklahoma. This dash cam video was taken by a storm chaser in Chattanooga. As of right now, the National Weather Service has not confirmed any tornadoes.
And hey, if you haven't yet, download our 4029 News app. It is free and it will keep you in the loop on news and weather when we're not on the air. You can get it for your iPhone and Android.
Well, tonight, 3 people murdered, one of whom a sheriff's deputy, Lieutenant Kevin Manhart. Their community grieving tonight. Our Brett Rains begins our team coverage. He's live in Yale County once again. And Brett, you spoke to some of these folks. You say that they're still trying to come to grips with what happened.
Craig, tonight as the storms rolled through Dardanelle, we saw torrential rain and flooding, but that did not stop people from coming together and praying for fallen Deputy Kevin Manhart and the 2 women who were murdered. It was supposed to be a candlelight vigil, but instead, people came together in the rain, held hands, and prayed.
Our community has never had anything like this to ever happen. It's just a big tragedy.
People bowed their heads to honor the fallen deputy, who they're calling a fallen hero.
They protect us on a daily basis, and so this is the least we can do to show that respect.
I feel like it's really important for us to come together as a community and just lift each other up as God's people.
None of us really want to believe it. We all want it just to be a dream, but we know it's not.
But tonight, people feel like the dream is a nightmare.
And we just wish we could wake up, but we can't.
And as the sun went down, we can tell you that those people you saw were able to light their candles to honor the 3 murder victims. Live in Dardanelle, Brett Rains, 4029 News.
Tonight, we are connecting the dots to today's triple homicide. 4029's Agent McCord was at one of the crime scenes where the standoff happened and where 2 bodies were found. She walks us through what happened before suspect James Bowden was arrested.
Police say this is the home Bowden was holed up in for several hours following this morning's fatal shootings of 3 people, including Lieutenant Kevin Mainhart and 2 women whose bodies were found on this property. Police say they spent nearly 5 hours negotiating with Bowden following the shootings because he did still have 1 hostage alive inside.
About a half hour, maybe before Bowden surrendered a hostage who had been in the residence with Bowden was allowed to leave the residence.
Police say the woman who escaped has been taken to the hospital to have her injuries checked out, and she is also being questioned as part of the investigation. Bowden has been charged with 3 counts of capital murder. In Yale County, AJ McCord, 4029 News.
Lieutenant Mainhart had served in the Yale County Sheriff's Office for 5 years, but he previously served with the West Memphis Police Department for more than 20 years. In his time in the uniform, we're being told that he made quite an impression on his community that won't be forgotten.
I'd like to take this time to speak a little bit about Lieutenant Kevin Mainhart.
The sheriff of Yale County spent several minutes today describing what Lieutenant Mainhart was really like, not only as a law enforcement officer to this rural county in Arkansas, but as a person.
Words will definitely not describe greatly enough the effect that Kevin Mainhart has had on Yale County and our surrounding community since he has been here.
He said Lieutenant Mainhart was an extraordinary example of what an officer should be. Sheriff Gilkey said that he was very respected among fellow employees and other officers in the county and surrounding counties.
He was a leader not only within the department, but the community of Yale County as well. He was also a great father and husband, as well as a great friend to all of us in law enforcement and the community.
Lieutenant Mainhart was responding to an emergency call this morning. It would be his last. He was fatally shot on Highway 27 in Yale County and pronounced dead at the Dardanelle Hospital.
On behalf of the Yale County Sheriff's Department, we express our best go out to the Mainhart family, and our condolences are with them, and as well as our thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Well, we've not heard when his funeral will be held. There's no doubt fellow law officers and as many friends and family will come from across the state to attend, perhaps the country. Now, the suspect's father is talking about what happened. He says his son has been suicidal over the past few months.
I didn't get to talk to him, but he's not a bad guy. He's got no police record. You know, he just snapped. He was just emotionally, mentally disturbed.
Well, Governor Asa Hutchinson responding to Lieutenant Mainhart's death by saying, quote, "Tonight we send our deepest sympathies to the family of Lieutenant Kevin Mainhart and his 25-year career in law enforcement in West Memphis and in Yale County. Made Arkansas safer. Our thoughts, prayers, and gratitude are with the Mainhart family and all those who put their own lives in danger to serve and protect."
And as we wrap up our coverage now, today's triple murder investigation, here's what you need to know. Yale County Lieutenant Mainhart was shot and killed in the line of duty this morning. 2 other women were also found dead today. They've not been officially identified. James Bowden has been arrested. He's now charged with 3 counts of murder. Stay with us on the air and online for the latest details in this developing story.
A new on 4029 News tonight. A woman has died this after a crash in our area. The Fort Smith Police Department says this happened on 0 Street this morning. They say 29-year-old Anna Nuzzi of Bakoshi was hit while turning onto 0 Street and then died at the scene. Her 4-year-old child was in the safety seat in the back of the car. That child was taken to a local hospital with some minor injuries, but they are expected to be okay. The other driver not injured, and the crash under investigation tonight.
New information tonight in President Donald Trump's firing of FBI Director James Comey. This as the Senate hears testimony from the acting FBI director. Here's ABC's Lana Zach.
Initially, the White House claimed James Comey was fired at the recommendation of Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. But speaking to NBC News, President Trump said that was never the case.
He made a recommendation, but regardless of recommendation, I was going to fire Comey.
The White House also said Comey had to go because he was not supported by FBI staff.
The rank and file of the FBI had lost confidence in their director.
But the new acting director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, said that was not accurate.
I can tell you that I hold Director Comey in the absolute highest regard. Director Comey enjoyed broad support within the FBI and still does to this day.
There is one reason for Comey's dismissal that has Democrats and even some Republicans concerned: Comey's role heading up the Russia investigation. This is now prompting some who previously opposed an independent investigation to rethink the suggestion.
We have got to get rid of this cloud over this country. This is in the best interest of the president. It's the best interest of the Republicans or Democrats. We're in a bad place.
Meanwhile, the president's other comments calling Comey a showboat are not sitting well with members of either party at the Senate Intelligence Committee.
I'm offended at the president's comments today.
I found him to be one of the most ethical, upright, straightforward individuals I've had the opportunity to work with.
And many here at the Capitol are also questioning the president's assertion that he was told by Comey he was not the subject of investigation. They say that would be out of character for Comey. And now there is also at least one formal request that Rosenstein clarify the role he played in Comey's firing. Reporting from the Capitol, Lana Zach, ABC News.
President Trump also saying today that there was, quote, no collusion between his campaign and Russia. This, of course, in response to the investigation into Russian meddling in the election.
Meantime, President Trump signed an executive order today launching a commission to investigate alleged voter fraud during last year's election. The White House says the Advisory Commission on Election Integrity will now examine allegations of improper voting and fraudulent voter registration in states and across the nation. President Trump has claimed that up to 5 million people voted illegally during the election. The White House says the commission will be bipartisan and will report back to the president by next year.
Of course, for more political coverage, make sure to tune in to 4029 for Matter of Fact with Soledad O'Brien. You can catch it every Sunday morning right here on 4029 at 10 o'clock.
New tonight, a local congressman is helping teach kids the importance of reading. Arkansas Representative Steve Womack visited Old Wire Elementary in Rogers today. And as part of the school's math and literacy night, he says that teaching kids to read is always a good thing.
We were able to use some historical context to impart the importance of reading, and then had to answer a few questions about what our favorite books are and how come reading is so important to our educational lives. So anytime you get a chance to be around kids and inspire them to read more, it's an important, I think it's an important thing we should all do.
Congressman Womack was also in Fayetteville today. He was speaking at the Rotary Club.
The congressman got into it, didn't he?
He had a nice hat
he had
there.
that hat on, yeah. Right now, we're tracking some storms making their way across the area.
And everybody keeping a close eye on this in our official Get Ready Weather forecast. That's coming up next. But first, a live look in Fayetteville. Not much action here. Temperature right now, 64 degrees. Keep it here. You're watching 4029 News.
Get ready for severe weather on the 4029 News app.
Live coverage, accurate forecasts, and late-breaking alerts because Chief Meteorologist Darby Bybee gets it right.
Stay safe and count on Get Ready Weather on the 4029 News app.